All right. Hello. Hello. Good morning, everybody. This is Chloe, and this is Rise and Right. Let me know what y'all are working on today. I finished up a project yesterday, and I am kind of in that in between where I gotta get a whole bunch of other stuff done. That is not actually writing or editing. I gotta format this book. Actually, I have to format this book and get it all set up for a box set. So that is part of what I am doing today. I have to figure out what cover to use for the box set. So that's on the list. And then I got to work out some stuff with Medium. I kind of have a book cover that I need to get done. And by kind of have a book cover I need to get done, I mean I have a book that is coming out in mid-March that I haven't done the book cover for. Mostly because I have not found art for it that I like yet. And I have slowly changed my concept for the cover 5 times now, I think, to figure that out. Or to like, I've changed it to try to find a cover that fits or image that fits, and nothing's popped up yet. Yeah, it's a weird one because I felt like what I was looking for, I was gonna be able to find a model really easy for it. It felt like a pretty generic thing that you see constantly, but here we are. So that's part of today. And I'm going to be doing some reading up on Medium today because I totally don't understand how this platform works. I have slogged my way through it probably about 3 nights this week, trying to figure out how to navigate it and therefore like what I need to do on my page to get it to work. And nothing makes sense to me. I don't understand how to get visibility on it. I don't know. It's a really weird. I can't figure out how to search for things on it. Like, I have found the search button. I have used the search button. I have been extremely unhappy with the search results. So, I'm going to do a bit of reading on that today. And there is Brian Cohen and Alana Terry are doing a webinar today at 3 p.m. Eastern for Facebook ads. I use Facebook ads. They are very frustrating to use and I frequently break them. So I'm going to be doing that. If any of y'all haven't gotten into Facebook ads but are looking to or already are in Facebook ads and also hate them like I do, there's a webinar today. I don't know if it's gonna make any difference, but it's Brian Cohen from the 5-Day Amazon Ad Challenge, which I've always said I wanted him to do a Facebook one. This is just an hour-long webinar, but it's something. So that's what's going on with me today. Hey, Devin, and hey, Ayane. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the first sprint and see what's shaking from there. Don't have my timer set up and holding the wrong mouse. Oh God, I didn't mean to do that. They changed the buttons on the bottom of the screen weeks ago now, and this is still me trying to get the right button, and this time completely shutting off the camera. Hey, Jackie, thanks for joining. We are going into our first sprint now. You see, last time I did a sprint was almost exactly 12 hours ago. Woo! We're going for 10, not 20. That's the wrong keyboard. I'm awake right now. You can tell I'm awake. I've already had a cup of coffee. Probably going to have another cup of coffee, but I've already had one. I'm good. And yeah, I'm dumb. Okay. See you guys in 10 minutes. Okay, we are back. Let me know how you did. I always say we. I mean, I guess I could be referring to the cats. I'm really not. I'm not trying to like royal we either. I guess we are all back. All six of us, because I've got 5 viewers according to StreamYard, and that number I feel like is slightly low. I have certainly had moments where it said that there are 0 people in the room, but like people are in chat. So I know that number is not entirely accurate. But anyways, all of us, however many there are of us, are back. Ayani got 78 words. Well done. I made a cup of coffee. I made a cup of coffee and I got mad at Facebook. Not at Facebook. I know a lot of people are hating on Facebook right now. I like Facebook. I know I was making comments about ads, but like that's just because I don't understand how to use their ads. I'm sure once I know how to use their ads, I will love their ads. No, I'm hating on activity in my Facebook groups. It's only my groups, but I say that because I am extremely picky about who is my Facebook friend. So it's rare that I get mad at my Facebook friends. Usually I am getting mad at writer groups. And I mean, if you guys have watched my show for any amount of time, you know that I have this issue. Today was a post in, my 10-minute novelist group. So I'm sure I mentioned this before as well. I have serious issue with author pretension. I have serious issue with literary writers who shit on everybody else. And, you know, the people who don't write to market, shitting on those who do write to market, and are trying to make a career out of this and are not just trying to make pure art, which more often than not is just convoluted crap. Anyway, some literary fiction is great. Don't think that I am saying that I hate literary fiction. I don't. But there's that mindset that a lot of literary fic authors get into. And this one was a post that starts with, have today's writing rules reduced literary quality? I'm reading David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. It's a classic and thousands of reviews on Amazon, which tells me that today's readers still love it. But as I read, I think if I wrote this way, my editors at Beta Readers will grill me. And then it keeps going. And this just completely infuriated me. For one single word in it, and that was reduced, as in reduced literary quality. Literary quality hasn't reduced, it has changed. And if you ask Shakespeare, he would say the same thing about Charles Dickens. Art changes. That's it. And the thing about literature, like you see it in all forms of art. Certainly, you know, Bach would have hated on Chopin, and Michelangelo would have hated on I guess we all kind of hate on Jackson Pollock. But anyways, Devin is posting a link to 10-minute novelists. I don't hate this group. I just hate this post. I'm absolutely fine with Devin sharing that link. It's a decent group. This one post. But anyways, art just changes. And the art that we have now, it's not the art that we had 100 years ago. It's not the art that we're going to have in 100 years. But like even a bigger issue is when you take literature. So like 100 years ago, everybody, with the exception of people with disabilities, of course, everybody but blind people could look at a painting and everybody but deaf people could listen to music. Um, a huge chunk of the world, even in the first world, could not read. So to bash today's literary quality and comparing it to something that was written in a time where it only needed to be accessible to a certain percentage of the population just really, really bothered me. Um, it's great that we can write stuff now that anybody can enjoy. It's yeah. Shadow just said people in writing groups always vex me. In fact, people in various Facebook groups vex me. It's just how it is. My other big complaint that goes across the boards in groups is people who can't read, which is funny based on this. But of course, I'm not talking about illiterate people. I'm talking about people who can't, don't read an entire post before commenting on it, or skim it, or just look at the picture and not the words, which is an issue in my quilting group a lot. A couple days ago, I had somebody in my quilting group posted a picture. She said, so she posts this picture of a sewing table, and she says, so the picture is just a sewing table, and her comment on it, her post says, "Hey, I just got this sewing table, and I'm wondering what this thing is that's underneath the table." And there were at least 20 replies that said, "Oh, that's a sewing table," before finally somebody said, "Oh, that is where, if you've got a hinged sewing machine, like with an old school machine, it would hinge and it would go underneath, so you could use the table. You could like stash the machine underneath it and still use the table." So that's what that big compartment was below it. But yeah, so her question was, "I have this sewing table. What is this part of the sewing table?" And 20 people replied with, "Oh, that's a sewing table." Can you not read? Can you not read? And then I just put together, oh, well, so Shadow says that they do this because people posts in ways that are inaccessible. That is fair. I get that. But that was literally the entire post. This was not, and like in a quilting group, the majority of posts are pictures of quilts. And obviously, like, you need to know more before you can comment on it. I mean, a lot of people are just like, "That's a pretty quilt," and that's fair when it's a quilt. Thanks for letting me know it's pretty, but also I have this terrible issue with it. But yeah, and then this challenge that I'm doing right now. So Shadow, it was 2 sentences. I have this sewing machine, the sewing table. What is this compartment underneath it? So I don't think she needed to. I think it was literally 2 lines above a picture. I personally think that if you don't have time to read 2 lines above the picture, if you can't read at least what's above the more line, then maybe just don't comment on it. Anyways, that's at least part 1 of my Facebook rant. Hopefully there will not be a part 2, but we'll see how it goes. Good morning, John. Let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We are going to go for 20 minutes this time. So I'll see you guys in 20. Okay, that is time. Let me know how you did. I've just been sifting through information on Medium. I haven't been actually doing work. I mean, I'm doing work. This is stuff that I need to do, but not. This is brain work. Excuse me. CB, hello. Sorry. I don't know why my brain just stopped right there, except that it does that sometimes. My brain just stopped. And yeah, Shadow, I am writing to market, and I am doing the best sales that I have done yet. If y'all have been watching me the last couple of days, you know that I'm having a weird sales spike right now. It is awesome and also confusing because I can't figure out where these numbers are coming from. But I had a record day on the 22nd, and then that was one-upped yesterday by $2. So I'm doing good, but certainly not best-selling. Definitely not enough to live off of, even with my extremely meager requirements for what I need to live off of, which again is why I am doing this Medium thing. Hopefully I can get another, couple $100. It'd be really cool if I could get like 5. I know people have been doing it for a bit who have gotten up to 5 because they've been really devoted to it. And hopefully, I don't know, like I'm worried. I mean, obviously I feel like anybody trying to write 100 short stories in 100 days is going to worry about running out of steam and stuff to write. This is sexy stuff, and Lord knows, I mean, there's only so many ways you can go about that, right? And this doesn't even, with the thing with writing steamy stuff is that you get followers, and they're the ones who give you the bulk of your reads. I'm sorry, I chipped a nail and it's driving me nuts, so I'm filing my nail as I talk. Anyways, so you get followers, and they have certain expectations for what they want from you. They have certain tastes, and that is a very specific thing when you get into my genre. So it's not like I can write straight vanilla sex and then also write LBGT stuff and like, I want to say like, more hardcore stuff, but I'm absolutely going to be doing a mix of both, softer, and I'm going to be doing a mix of both, like what you can get away with before 8 p.m. on HBO and what you get away with on Pornhub. So, I will have that going on, but like, there's only so much I can do. I'm writing contemporary, but I'm also writing sci-fi. So I've decided to have like a sci-fi day, and hopefully that will kind of buffer that whole, well, this isn't what I want, but yeah, so I don't know how these people literally write this stuff every single day, and then people read it every single day, but that's okay. It's not for me to question. It's for me to figure out how to get those people who read that stuff every day. And that is the bigger challenge right now, right? Is just figuring out how to get it in front of people who will subscribe and who will read whatever insanity I put out every day. Knowing that like there's a part that I just don't think I can write fully to the market that it is. So I have to find John, my sci-fi stuff is also sexy stuff. It is alien romance. It is aliens banging. They're very much mixed, but when you're writing contemporary, when you're attracting contemporary people, I don't know because I've never gone, like I've always written steamy, and this is And like with the steamy long form, people get very specific about what they want, right? For I'm sure that it's the same in other genres. I just don't know other genres, so I always talk about my genres. But like, people want contemporary, but like if they want contemporary, they want either rom-com or they want suspense. And then if they're paranormal people, they're probably like, well, I like vampires, or I like shifters, or I like demons. But also, if they like demons, I like funny demons, or I like horror demons. So things get really specific in the long form, but also you're devoting, however many hours of your life it is, 2 hours to 10 days, depending on how long the book is. So I'm wondering if that's not the case so much in the short form, and that like, I just want to read about two people doing stuff, and I don't care if one of those people has gills. So I'm doing the sci-fi. I like, this is really funny. That John says you can't satisfy everybody, write what turns you on, which is really sound advice, except that I am a lesbian writing straight romance or straight erotica in this case. But also it sells well, and like, rubbing bits together, like it's easy to figure out. It's easy to figure out regardless of what bits are doing what. As long as one of them is a lady, I'm okay. I know a lot of female writers write gay men, man, or male. I couldn't do it because I'm like, I don't really know how this feels like to a guy. So it doesn't, I feel like I'm going to be wrong. Especially like, I know as a lesbian, of course, I've had, I've done stuff with men because most lesbians have, that's life. It's easy, like, oh, well, all right. I'm just in the mood. And anyways, so I could visualize that really well. But I've never been a man having sex with a man. No, John, there's not a big market for lesbian fiction, unfortunately. It is growing, definitely. But like, don't think that like it doesn't exist at all. It's there and it's growing, and that's fantastic. But the thing about romance and erotica is the primary readers are women. And it turns out that straight women on a whole, certainly I'm not saying that every woman is the same, but straight women in general do not like reading lesbians. They like reading gay men. They do not, I mean, not all of them, of course, but by market, numbers, a far larger percentage of women like reading two men than they do two women. I don't understand this, but again, I'm coming from a lesbian brain. Like, why, you understand both of their bits? Like, why wouldn't you be cool with this? Oh, that is somebody who knows what they're doing. Anyway, so the lesbian fiction market really is only for lesbians, which of course is not a huge percentage of the population. It's a thing. And I would love for it to grow and for me to get a pen name, a second pen name, so that I could write that stuff. But for now, I'm more interested in making money. Let's go ahead. As CB says, how do you write that when you've never experienced it? I can write a murder scene pretty well. I can write a murder scene from the perspective of a murderer, and I have surprisingly never murdered anybody. So it's research. It's research, and part of that research is just reading what other people have written and mimicking that. Not exactly, of course, but like taking notes from what other people do. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next sprint. These are running, my chat breaks are running long today. That's okay. You know what it is? It's because I don't have actual writing to do right now. But y'all have stuff that you are doing. So I want y'all to do stuff. And I'm gonna do my research that I'm doing. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. All right, time up. We're back. Let me know what you guys did. I finished that bit of research. I mean, it's research that is never finished, but I finished it for today. So I haven't actually started publishing yet. I'm just building up the backlog, so I don't have to worry about, not having stuff to post or falling behind or anything like that. Medium has this thing where there's publications. So, like, you have your own, basically a blog, and they say that in order to make money on it, you need to be posting very consistently. But you also have these publications that is how you get visibility. So I have to be posting regularly, but then I also need to be submitting to these publications, and they can't be things that I have posted already. So if it's on my blog already, I can't get it into a publication. So apparently I need to have a little backlog of that too. So the fact that I'm going to be starting this with, I think I'll have about 20. I forget numbers, but I'll have that many to start with before I actually start, because I'm going to start March 1st. I'm one of those people that picks a day and goes with it. But anyway, so I'll be starting these on March 1st. I've got this backlog of them, but I haven't actually used it yet as a writer. So I feel like once I actually get to that point, it's going to be a bit of once I'm actually using it, I'll probably understand things better or be able to absorb information better. So I did that research. I'm done with it for the day. I have moved on to this formatting that I need to do. I've got these 4 books that it's the Shifter series, the one that the last one's going to come out later this week, probably. But it's the end of the series now, so I'm going to be putting them in a box set. So I need to make sure all their formatting is consistent. I've also realized, this is probably something that if I was using a fancier program than Microsoft Word, it probably wouldn't be anything to do. But I just realized I'm going to have to go through and manually change every flipping one of my headings from H1 to H2. I don't think there's any way for me to do that, but because I'm now going from a book to an anthology, I'm going to need that H1 for the title pages, so that it all formats correctly. So that I'm going to be really irritated when I have to do that. But right now, I'm just working on getting everything consistent within the 4 documents. And right off the bat, I noticed that I'm not consistent with my M dashes. I feel like I am now. I feel like nowadays I very consistently do not put spaces around my M dashes. But in this first one, I've had a couple that did have spaces around it. And the thing is that because I'm scanning through this for formatting purposes, I have my paragraph markings on, which are usually really good at pointing out formatting errors, except this one exact one, because it just makes it look like a longer M dash because it's dot dash dot instead of space dash space. The spaces are really easy to see an M dash. The dot just looks like Morse code slurry. So I'm gonna have to scan this more closely. I don't know why I did that. Also, if y'all have strong opinions one way or the other about whether M dashes should have spaces around them or not, I don't care. Not in a rude way, but I've definitely seen some total madness breakdowns about whether M dashes should have spaces, about whether ellipses exist, some crazy stuff. I only care for anybody that you're consistent. I want you to use your commas correctly. and most people don't. Um, but like for actual like formatting stuff, so like I want punctuation to be used properly, but how that punctuation is formatted, I don't care. I just want it to be formatted consistently. So yeah, I mean, if you want to throw like some goddamn interrobangs into what you're doing, throw an interrobang into it. But don't occasionally have an interrobang and occasionally have a question mark, exclamation point. And honestly, if you're debating at all, I absolutely like I don't I'm normally not a snob about exclamation points, but I am bothered by the exclamation point question mark. I unless you're writing children's stuff. I don't know. It's rare in adult that I find it to be useful. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our next sprint. We'll do one more sprint after this one, um, and then we'll call it a day. But yeah, so 2 more sprints today. Okay, so we're going to go for 20 minutes, and we're going to be running quite a bit long today, but that's okay. I got that thing at 3 p.m. And otherwise, I'm just doing some dumb formatting stuff. I might actually sew today. I feel like today's a good day to sew. Get some of that done. Anyways, I'll sprint for the next 20 minutes. Okay, that's time on that sprint. I continue to go through this document to fix these M dashes with spaces around them, and I cannot possibly explain how this happened, but some of these M dashes are not even M dashes. They're not N dashes either. I don't I don't know what they are. I'm guessing they're horizontal lines. I don't know. I don't know what the code is for horizontal line. I guess I'm gonna look this up right now. Let's see. But like the other thing is I have no idea how it would have generated horizontal line. Oh. This one says it's 3 dashes, but M dash is 2 dashes. And horizontal line should not be longer than M dash. But now yeah, that didn't generate anything. Okay. I didn't think it was going to. That was really weird. Usually, and of course, like it's all on how a font is programmed, but usually, oh, that says typing 3 dashes and then hitting enter. Now I'm just like trying to figure out what the hell this thing is that it keeps doing. So if I 1, 2, 3, enter, no, that did not do anything. I don't know. I don't know why people. I wonder if this is like an old form of Microsoft Word that this is referring to. Although this is saying 2016, which Word 2016 shouldn't have different coding in it. I'm sorry. This is just like a really weird thing that happened, and now I am frustrated. Oh, I see. Okay. This isn't telling me how to make the horizontal line graphic. It's telling me how to make like a divider. Is 3 hyphens plus enter. Gosh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Unless I'm wondering if hyphens and end dashes are different, because sometimes they are. And what I've been generating is an end dash. Yes. Okay. So all of these things that I thought were M dashes were actually end dashes. I just got confused because I was looking at hyphens and not end dashes. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just going through and changing all of that. I guess I never realized before how you generate end dashes in a word. I just always assumed that they were the same as hyphens. Not like I don't think that they're the same. Anyway, it doesn't matter. That was what I learned. Also, I am scrolling through the first book in this shifter series, and I am back to being really confused about why everybody hates this book, but that's okay. And by that I mean, like, I just tried running an ad on it. I got 30 clicks, and only one person actually tried reading it, and they got 29 pages into it and quit. So I'm not getting like hate mail over this book, but also like clearly people don't want to read it. And this certainly isn't the first time I've observed somebody reading the first couple of chapters and bagging on it. It's shifter romance. It's a weird genre. I don't expect people who don't read shifter to appreciate it. And it's not exactly to market, but it's not that far off from market either. So I don't know. I don't know why people don't like it. It's Insta Love. A lot of people hate Insta Love, but not in Shifters. That's absolutely standard fare in Shifters. Anyways, let's go ahead and do our last sprint. We're just going to do one more 20. It is 11:48 here in Atlanta, so we'll be just past noon at 12:08. Good time to stop for the day. I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. Okay, that is time, and that is the end of today's show. Let me know how you did as I go through all of my words. That's okay. Let me know how you did. I did get this editing pass done, and I have decided that it's time to update my author bio and add all my social media links to the back of this book. I had them kind of in line with my old bio, but I've got a lot more social media now, and I think I should just have them all listed in that like clever, I was going to say in that clever icon way, but actually I don't want to do that because that's a whole bunch of tiny graphics that eats away at our profit. So I'm just going to put links in, whatever. That's the final page. If you're looking at the final page, who cares what it looks like? So yeah, that is what I'm going to be doing here. I have, as per usual, the one thing about being somewhat of a rapid releaser, I've put out 10 books in 2 years, is I have to update that content a lot. And some books don't get updated very often. So I just had to like redo everything, and that's fine. Yeah. So that's everything for today. I will be back here same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. to noonish Eastern. I'll absolutely be here because I pushed it back to 10. Again, I think there's still time to join up. There is a webinar today at 3 p.m. Eastern time, hosted by Brian Cohen and Alana Terry on Facebook ads. I don't know what exactly it's going to entail, but if any of you are thinking about getting into Facebook ads or already have, and you're like, what the shit is happening here? Because that's exactly where I am. There's a webinar today, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just search for Brian Cohen and you should be able to get into it. And yeah, other than that, you guys all have a great day. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you soon.